Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. Today is Monday, November 3rd, and pretty flat day today, typical Monday. Just chilling out and no big movers. Well, Pcln had a nice move today and a couple other ones, but we'll go over those. Anyway, here, let's take a look at the SPY, the Dow, and then we'll get into the SPY and look for our targets. I think we're going to start to reverse now. You know, we coming up to this peak here, just like we came up to this peak here, and then it slowly paired off a little bit and then broke the zero line and headed south, which is great. This is the derivative oscillator. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with that, but we're going to start implementing that one now so people can learn off of that one. But the stochastics is very toppy, and it's just going to need a little bit of a break, some sell off, nothing big, but we are going to sell off, and we'll take a look at the SPY to see that. So here we are in the daily, and as I said over the weekend, we're probably going to just chill out right in this area unless we get some heavy volume to the upside. It did get a spike today, but pulled right back down again. So no big deal. It just it's just a point where it just has to take a break. We have a nice gap right here, that 190 that has to get filled. Let's get rid of that here, and you can see here that your derivative oscillator is starting to head down, and your stochastics is getting ready to cross, and less volume came into it today, only because we've had such a parabolic move since the since this big downturn. Now we came up. Usually what happens is you'll start creating a V, and the V is going to come down to this area right here, and I'll show you why I think that, and then we're going to rocket back up to the upside. But it could come down and fill this gap. I'm not sure yet. We'll just have to wait and see. We're going to trade each gap accordingly, but right now we started the puts, and the target on this is going to be, I'll show you here what we did on the hourly. Give you all this information here. All right, so on the hourly here, managing it off the hourly, you can see how you started getting a cross down, and we started selling off about 2 o'clock today. No, yeah, right around there. Relative strength is up. That was up there at this point. You're sitting here at 77, definitely overbought. The key for this, if you notice, the hourly, all the way back here, since this right here, this cross right here, it has always held the middle Bollinger Band, okay, on any dips, and this is the hourly. So if we get under this tomorrow, then we're going to reverse our trend that we have in place right now. And with that being the case, then we're going to have all these little targets that we're going to have to hit. And the first one's going to be right, the first one's going to be right up here. Okay, so mark that. That's going to be the 199.38. Might get a little bounce off of that one, but below that we have this one here, which will probably be later on this week, 196.29, and potentially if we get that sell-off, we're going to come to this one here, right at the 200 and the 100 at 193.93. So keep those marked down. It's going to be a lucrative trade for you, but you could join us in the chat room, and we'll go over this throughout the day and throughout the week. Also, I'll recap it on the videos, but I probably won't get into the hourly, so enjoy this one. But you do have your cross over here, and you can see your oscillator is starting to head down also, and it just crossed the zero line, which was a great thing to take place. So that means we can get some nice selling. So if we don't hold this middle Bollinger Band like we did here, like we did here, like we did here, like we did here, then we are going to get that reversal. So that pullback will be nice, and it'll be a very lucrative trade. So keep an eye on that. Now let's get into Pcln. We managed that pretty well in the chat room today. Ken's been on that pretty tight, and a few of the other members. Beautiful move off this double bottom here, went parabolic. This is a daily on SPY. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. They look the same anyway. Whoops. Holy mackerel. Okay, so you could see it had a beautiful move here and across the middle Bollinger Band, and then really started moving to the upside. Broke the 50 on a gap, on a nice gap also. So today it broke the 100 and the 200, but the 100 and 200 did not hold. So this was a blow off top here at 1228. I know earnings are coming and everything, but it was a great profit from down here at 1023, selling it up here at 1200, 1225 to 1228. So you can see here that your you're starting to head down. You get a nice solid top here in, so this should start to cross to the downside. Nice heavy selling with some buyers. I don't expect a huge pullback on this, but I do, like I told everybody the other day, when Pcln gets a gap, it always fills its gap. So I can pretty much guarantee it's going to hit 1155 this week and decide what it's going to do from there. So if there's more selling pressure throughout the week, then I would definitely plan on this middle Bollinger Band. And if we can get that at 1119, then from there, depending on where it is, but from there it should rocket back up to the upside. So as long as it holds that support, but it just needs a quick little reset and a gap fill, and everybody knew it. You could see how the volume came into it into the afternoon after we broke the 200 and the 100. So managing these charts, you could really plan to make some money. Let's look at Facebook, because Facebook, headed down again today. We have this upper gap, and I think we're going to get this soon, but I don't think it's going to be right now. I think it has something else it has to do first, and it has to get this lower gap. Let's see, where is it? Nope, that one was filled. I know there's one more lower gap. Oh no, that's Twitter I'm thinking of. All right, so we'll look at Twitter next. But Facebook, look for this. This held on this last drop. So see if it holds, and it held right here. So see if it holds here tomorrow or the next day, 73. If not, I would definitely plan on this 200-day coming in. And if that happens, then it's going to be a great buying opportunity. Facebook is a big company, and they're making money. Yeah, they have some issues here and there, but I'm sure they'll get them fixed. And let's move over to Twitter real quick. Yeah, Twitter, there's my line. All right, so the first line in the sand for Twitter is right here. They should accumulate off this line before they start moving to the upside. So keep an eye on this really close, because I think we're getting close. All these sellers in here, buyers are stepping in. Look at how many were purchased here. All right, this isn't a huge move. We opened here at 44, and we closed down here at 42. No, we came back up to 43. Sorry. So it's no big deal. Everybody's buying this, that's for sure. So we have this little gap. Look for this to accumulate, and when it does accumulate, you be part of the accumulation and planning process. And it's going to sit here for a little while, and then all of a sudden, it's going to go take off to the upside and get this gap. And you definitely want to be here for that gap right there, because that's going to be a fun little gap. All right, CMG. As I said in the video over here, didn't break the middle Bollinger Band, but it did close this gap. It was a great trade to the upside. We really made some great money on that one. That was nice and fast. Here we are right at the middle Bollinger Band, and it's not breaking it. It is not pushing through. So the downtrend is currently in place. If it does break this middle Bollinger Band tomorrow at 640, then I would buy calls and ride it for the upside. If it does not, then I would buy puts and ride it to the downside, because it's had a nice healthy move up here, closed its gap, nothing else in place other than the 200-day moving average and the 600 target that I have in place right now. Okay, see this gap right here? So this gap will get filled right here on CMG. Okay, just as this did, this will. Okay, so this is 600, and that'll be probably right in line with the 200-day moving average. So plan on making some money off of this one, because this will be accumulation area, and then you're going to play it back up to the upside. It's easy to play these things once you figure out these charts, folks. It's really simple. And do you have your alerts set for which stocks are doing what? We do that for you, so stop in. All right, Dust, check it out. Dust parabolic move. We were down here, over here, holding this one at 15, getting calls, and it's just been parabolic to the upside. It's done fantastic. This blow off top over here, it was time to get some puts. Why? Because this gap was filled. What gap, you ask? Here it is. See this little gap right here? Okay, this is the first gap on Dust that needed to get filled. There's a little gap in this area. Okay, it never closed this gap. Now it closed a gap, now it pulled back, but it created another gap right here, okay? And that gap was filled. So once it closed that gap, it was overbought. Key indicators were saying, okay, it's the top, blow off volume, nothing big. It's all these guys getting out of their stock, okay? So, but I think long term, it's going to make a new high, okay? And the reason I say that is because I have another gap right here that has to get filled. 68. Then I have another one up here at 128, which will absolutely kill gold. So we'll have to see what happens there. But you could see here what is it's a beautiful trade here and very lucrative. But I would look for the middle Bollinger Band right around 29 to accumulate some more, and it should hold it. But let it come down here, ride the puts like we're doing. It's a very lucrative trade so far, and it's going to continue to be a lucrative trade. So, all right, this is Matt over at Milestone Capital, growthportfolio.com. Technical analysis is what we do, and we have all the scans to find what we're looking for. So if you find yourself just reading boards all day and wondering what to do, why all these stocks are actually doing something, come on in. We'll take care of you. We'll show you what to do, what to play. We'll give you trade ideas that'll knock your socks off. All right, this is Matt over at Milestone Capital Growth Portfolio. Members, tonight's video is going to rock. We're going to work on those gaps again and revisit some of those because some of those have worked out huge. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Have a great night.